Hey everyone, I wanted to jump on and talk to you a little bit about the Elizabyte Unit 1 project. So, in Unit 1, we've been learning really two different things. Number one, how computers and applications work. So, the four things that all computers, must do: inputs, outputs, processing, and storage. And then also how the problem solving process works, right? So you start by defining the problem or looking at what success looks like, then preparing to solve the problem by coming up with strategies, trying out your plan, seeing if it works, and then reflecting on the process and then looking to see, where you can potentially do better. So the Unit 1 project gives you an opportunity to be your own software developer and put all of this knowledge together. So the goal of the Unit 1 project is, and I'll show you some things too, but I'll just explain it real quick right now. You're going to be coming up with an idea, a unique idea for an app that you could download on your phone or on your iPad that would solve a problem in our school or community. And I want to challenge you to think of all the new problems or opportunities that have arisen in the past year, right? The year 2020 has brought many changes to the way we live our lives, the way we go to school, the way we get food from the grocery store, from restaurants. There's been a lot of things that have changed, right? And that presents a lot of opportunity for apps that can help us manage this new way of living. So I'm going to challenge you to try to think of something that could not only help our school or community, but also try to solve some of the newer issues that have arisen in the past year. So just, planting that seed. Okay, so the project is going to be broken down into several different pieces, and at the by the end, you're actually going to design a visual representation of your app. So let me share my screen so I can show you exactly what you're going to be doing. Okay, so so this is what you're going to see first, the timeline. So it basically breaks down the project into the problem solving steps. First, you're going to be defining the problem, thinking of where there is need, and then what the solution can be. And when you do that part of the project, it's going to be in a proposal format. And this is what actual software developers do. When they're updating an app or when they're creating an app, they're coming up with an app name, they're describing it. So you'll come up with an app store description, and then you're going to justify, why is this app necessary? Why do we need this app in our school or community? And then, what's your desired output on the app, right? Are we getting a restaurant recommendation? Are we getting a clothing recommendation? Are we finding a tutor? What are the limitations with the app, right? By the way, I forgot to mention this. That the project and the app that you come up with has to be very positive in nature. So think of things that can actually help the school or community. Nothing negative, no cheating apps. You will not get credit. And usually we don't have any problems with that, but I just need to say that up front. Okay. By the way, it is a 100-point project with all the different pieces put together. Okay, so I talked about define. Now let's talk about prepare. So there's a couple steps under the prepare part of the project. So the first is to think about your inputs and where will the app find this information. So we talked about inputs extensively in this class. Sometimes you get an app can find information through user input, through phone sensors like GPS technology, or through the internet, when they're searching for particular information like an address. And then we also talked a lot about storage. You know, do we need to store this information for the future? So you're going to plan that all out on this prepare inputs and storage assignment. Then there's going to be a day where you design your app icon, and your app icon is eventually going to be used on your app design. So let me kind of show you what your app design looks like. So this is an example of an app icon, and I'll walk you through these apps that students have made in the past and how they work. But you're going to design an app icon using Pic Collage or another image creating app that you may like, and you're going to share it on a discussion in the Canvas course. Then you're going to create an algorithm, and that's also something that we have done for this class. You got practice with it on the ring silencer. So if you're confused on how to create an algorithm, definitely go back to that assignment in the video that I have for that assignment. But let me show you right here. This is a perfect example of an algorithm that a student created for her app that she made last year. Basically just kind of going through a series of yes or no questions, you know, to get to the end result. That's the key part of doing an algorithm correctly. When you're solving a problem, you have to get to the solution, right? So that's actually one of the major things that you're graded on for your algorithm. It has to show you the solution. So in this particular app, the student made a studying app, and the goal of it is to, you know, study and then reward you by, you know, giving you positive affirmation by telling you great job. So this is an example of an algorithm, and this is made in Pic Collage. You don't want to draw it because it will be too hard to read, and that will be one of the assignments on one of the days. So not too difficult, okay? So then after you do all the steps of the prepare stage, then you'll be on the try stage. This is where you're going to design an app prototype in an app on your iPad called Marvel. And there'll be, you know, instructions on that day on how to download the app, how to use the app. What most students do is they design their screens in Pic Collage. And then what they do is they upload the pictures into the app for the different screens. And then what you can do is you can link the buttons. And this was all created in Pic Collage, but you can link parts of the picture to other screens. So let me show you how this works. I'm going to show you 3 examples here. This particular app is called Compliment Generator, and this was a before COVID app. My student created this to basically help you think of nice positive things to say to people, which, you know, make people feel good. So notice here she programmed the arrow to move to the next screen. And it's, you know, nice. It says, welcome to the compliment generator. Input the type of a compliment. Now notice here, I can't actually change, you know, the type of compliment. This is a prototype app. So you're going to be really just designing a mock-up, not the actual app itself, but just a mock-up of it. So when you click on the arrow, it takes you to the next screen, and we're seeing another example of what the screen would look like on the input gender of person being complimented. And then there's a screen for age. So these are all inputs, right? She planned all this out. And then here's the solution. We get to a compliment being generated. Looking snazzy, you're always dressed so nice. So that is a great example of her mock-up, her prototype. I believe there's 4 screens that are required in the mock-up. Let me show you another example. This particular app is called Due Date, and she has a button here. Click here to start. Ask your question in the box below. Remember, I'm not with this prototype actually able to ask the question, but it shows me an example of what it would look like if we would code this app and make this app. Showing like a video screen, and did your video help you, yes or no? and, you know, we get to that end screen that she planned out on the algorithm. And she even included a button for going back to the home screen, which is really, really user friendly. So that's an excellent example. Let me show you one more example. This app is called Pick a Dress. So I clicked start here. Where is your address? She put in 123 Sesame Street. So you can definitely have some fun with this. What color do you want your dress? Showing what would happen if she would choose pink. Pressing the next button. What kind of dress do you want? Big and poofy, short and poofy, long, okay? And then load my dress. All right, so this is just an example that she chose. And then this is her last screen. This is the solution that she planned out in her algorithm. The solution is a dress recommendation. And we have options to order or not really my type. So all three are excellent examples of, you know, what the project looks like when it's complete. The final step of the project is to reflect. And as you know, this is the last step of the decision-making of the problem-solving process or decision-making process. So you're just going to, you know, see, you know, did this app solve your original problem? What worked well? What could be improved? You know, and definitely here, do not say nothing can be improved. It all works well. Trust me, guys, even, you know, as you know, if you have an Apple device, there's always updates. Snapchat, always updates. You know, very good software companies are always looking for ways to improve upon their product. So that's what I'm going to ask you to do as well in this reflect. You know, what are some areas for improvement in the app? What can it do better? So that's the whole purpose of reflect. And that's basically everything. You can see that this project is going to last from, you know, Friday, February 12th through Thursday, February 25th. So you're not going to do this project overnight. It's going to take you a couple weeks, and you know, hopefully you will enjoy doing it. You can definitely be strengthening those two core skills that we're working through in this class: problem solving and creativity, two skills that are needed in every career. They're very, very important. So if you have any questions about the project, please feel free to contact me, reach out. You know, at this point, you know, please just start thinking of ideas of apps that are unique. And when I say unique, try to think of something that doesn't already exist. Use, you know, 2020 as a guideline and all the things that have changed in our lives from the result of 2020 and COVID and things like that. And try to come up with something that is unique and helpful and positive in our community. Thanks for watching this video, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.